As we grow into adulthood, our friendships change yet again. Our adult friendships span a larger period of time than the previous stages discussed. Our adulthood tends to range from the time that we're about 30 years old until we are about 65. And during adulthood, there tends to be less opportunity for friendships than there were when we were younger. When we reach adulthood, we tend to settle into careers, nourish our long-term romantic relationships, and potentially even have children of our own. And therefore, there are many more time constraints and interpersonal and task obligations, which make it really difficult for us to be able to find the time to spend with our friends. As a result of this, our adult relationships tend to occur between people who are similar to one another in terms of career position, race, age, partner status, so whether we're single or whether we have a long-term romantic relationship, in terms of class, education level. In other words, our social networks in adulthood become much more narrow than they once were. Adults are much more likely than young adults to rely on their friends to help them process thoughts and emotions, especially related to romantic partnerships and some other interpersonal relationships. A person might rely on their friend to process things about their romantic relationships because those are the people that we can turn to. But because our home and career become our primary focuses, socializing outside of these areas may be limited to interactions with the family, parents, siblings, in-laws, those sorts of things. And our really close or best friends may adopt kinship roles. For example, if you have children, your best friend might be known as auntie or uncle. And unfortunately, there's not much research on friendships in late middle age, but it has been noted that our relationships with our romantic partners become even more important during our adulthood. In fact, our spouses and partners are in a lot of ways expected to be our friends. They are expected to play that role for us because we don't have a lot of time to have friendships outside of those relationships. So it might sound kind of sad, but that's just a reality of life. As we grow, we tend to have more constraints on our time, and we just don't have the availability to spend the time that we want to spend with our friends. And that's a natural part of growing old, and we have to put a lot of effort forth in order to work to maintain those friendships in a lot of cases.